Right, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Awashai Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Ruel. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and blessings to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. What you see here is the inside of the third largest mosque in the world. And the only thing, this is just one inside of one of the domes. All right, you can see the great detail that went into it. And as I was looking, the only thing that I could, this is your outer courtyard wall. The only thing that I can think of was, I wonder what ours looked like. I wonder what our tabernacle that was given unto Moses through Yahweh himself, what ours looked like. Of course, it was beautiful, but Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, they operate more simply, but still, I know that it was very beautiful. Okay, as you can see these things here. And the second thing that I thought was, upon the return of the Lord, this is built into this was built into a false idol. So it's coming down. So there's another inside of the dome, all of the great detail. And let's go to, first we'll go to Deuteronomy. We don't need that anymore. So we'll go to Deuteronomy 12. All right, these are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land which the Lord God of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it, and all the days ye live upon the earth. All right. So just as we were going to possess the land in the first time, this will be the exact same situation, right? Except it will be the entire earth, the earth in its entirety, and everyone will come to Jerusalem, right? Everyone will do according to the ways of actual righteousness. And that's another thing that I actually was able to see was a small piece of righteousness, a similitude of what it would be under true righteousness. Because over here, on the other side, being able to see the ways of the East, they celebrate Ramadan. And when it happens, everything is shut down, and it revolves around their worship. Now imagine during the week, the week of unleavened bread, the feast of unleavened bread, and the Passover for us, or the three feasts that we would need to return unto Jerusalem, right? Because the kingdom of heaven will be a functioning business, as Elder Yashawamba says, a highly functioning business, right? We will be the head now, as it was supposed to be, and the others will be the tail. Verse 2, ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods, upon the high mountains and upon the hills and under every green tree. And while I'm on that subject, I've been back and forth from from Babylon to this side for many, many years, over and over. And I know a while back, while I was still a Christian, I was under the impression, or they like to give off, most folks like to give off the impression that, same God, just worship different ways. So they say, Allah is the same as your Christian God. We just call him Allah. And I'm like, well, now that because Hebrew and Arabic are, Arabic comes from Hebrew, right? These are very closely related languages. And as you hear them speak, you can also hear some of that Paleo Hebrew come out. Of course, down the line, through mixing and mingling, languages change and they get vowel points added and things of that nature. But there's no way that these gods are the same, right? Because halal food is the only thing that they take away is pork. But according to the one true living power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right, he says, to stay in the Levitical law, you stay away from anything that doesn't have fins or scales, right? We do not eat crustaceans. We do not eat bottom feeders. There are things that are meant to clean the earth and the sea, and there are things that are meant to clean the earth, right? With pork being one of the things, or a pig being one of the things that help keep the land clean. All right, and you shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars, right? You saw and burned their groves with fire, and you shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of the out of the place. All right, so all of this, when I was looking, that's all I was thinking was soon it's coming down, and secondly, the great detail that was put into these, even on the walls, there are the flowers are made of stone, and it just again had me thinking how beautiful was our tabernacle, and we'll have no way of knowing. And that is another thing. Of course, I want to throw in that is another thing of important, which is culture. They still have something, some similitude of culture here, and you can see even within the wicked ruling, they are able, the Arab or Elam and Ishmael are able to somewhat thrive with their culture. And you come to the Israelites, where the Lord told us that there would be a falling away. We would forget. We wouldn't have an heritage for a while. And you see the destroyed state of our people. Okay, so over here, people are kind to one another, and all these things, and um, they have the nuclear family, right? The father, the man is still the head, and the West has done its best to try and pervert that and throw their feminism. But even here, like when you ride public transportation, there's a train for women and children at the front, and all the men piled in the back, So the West would call that sexist, but here it's a part of quote unquote sexism has its advantages. That is just a part of a culture, with the man being at the head, knowing that you are you're the protector, you are the provider, and we had that. But the Lord allowed Esau Edom to utterly destroy us as a people, and our fault. We have gone off. So here's like a small, you can kind of try to use your imagination, okay? And let's see. So you have the inner court, the outside of the walls. You have the different tribes, okay? And then within is this inner court, and then you have the holy room, and then the holy of holies where Yahweh sent. So we'll go, and a lot of that blueprint will be in Exodus 25 through 27. And I'm not going to read all of it. You should go read it and try to envision what glory, what beauty we had within our tabernacle. And it also goes to show that how important temples are, or not temples, so like how important, well, you can say temple, I think so, but how important the tabernacle is. And when the Lord said that now it is put in us, we are all individual tabernacles, the hopeful elect, of course. Um, and when he puts his spirit in us, we won't want to go off. We won't want to eat things that are sacrificed unto idols. We won't want to worship other idols. We will do our best to please him and keep that temple clean inwardly and outwardly. All right, let's see. I'm just going to scroll through some things. All right. We'll go to verse 10. All right, they shall make an ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits, and everything is very exact, okay? And that is the beauty of order within Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Everything is done exactly as he, to every spec he requests. And you do that, and you get perfection, okay? And that it also comes down to the way you live your life. You read through these scriptures and you see what pleases him, and you do it. And quite the opposite, you don't do what doesn't please him. And watch how the Lord blesses you. Why? And you just look back on your life and you can see that you were able to be kept while behind enemy lines, while actively being a slave. Whether you believe you're a slave or not, you are. While actively being under the thumb and under the rule of a being lesser than you. All right. They shall make an ark of shittim wood. We did that. Thou shalt overlay with pure gold. Okay. So there you have a wooden ark with pure gold overlaid. Okay. And then you have the staves of shittim wood, and then you have the two rings that held there were 4 rings on each corner, right? And that took the sticks or the staves let's see, stays shall be in rings, right? And even the stays were plated. And I'm trying to imagine this, how beautiful, okay? We're going down to 18. Thou shalt make two cherubims of gold, of beaten work shalt thou make them in the two ends of the mercy seat. So the cherubim had the wings going up, covering the mercy seat. All right, and you had the curtains that covered it, and it was arrayed with purple and scarlet and fine linen and all of these different things. Right, I more than anything, I wish that I could, say a prayer in the Lord. I just, fall asleep, and He just showed me what it looked like, what the original tabernacle looked like, and then, I would love to see a dream of when it was when Solomon built it, right? And when Solomon had it built, because that's when it got cold. And, I just wish, I could be, ask the Lord. It may, who knows, maybe you could. It's not that the Lord can't do it. But I just wish that I could ask it and then boom, it would happen. Just, Lord, let me just see how it looked when Solomon had it built, and then boom, you fall into a sleep, and now you've been transported back in time, and you're just walking through the temple, and you can see the gold and the detail of the cherubim, and how clean the steps were. I'm sure everything was always cleaned and swept daily and taken care of and dusted. You just let your imagination flow, And so, Laki, I'm getting off topic because my point of this was to just show that the importance of culture and the importance of being separate from these nations is what Slakia. Actually, let's get Deuteronomy 7:6, being separate. It's, I'm sorry, is what allowed Elam or the Arab nations here to kind of have some sort of autonomy and some sort of be able to thrive in a way, okay. But still, there's only one true way to live, and there will only be one true rulership. And these heathen, which just simply means the other nations, these heathen they have their time, and ours will be coming. But every time I think about it, I just wonder how long, and I think about how beautiful the kingdom is going to be, because every day we get beat down with things in life, and every day hustle and bustle. But in hindsight, I think that this lesson would be more of a keep your head up, and just think how beautiful our kingdom will be. They will be cleaning our streets. They will be, paying a tribute to our nation, right? Under Yahweh, right? And Bahasham Yahushai and King David, right? And the 12 and 144,000. But focus on how beautiful and how wonderful. If you ever needed something to meditate on, you just focus on, how beautiful our kingdom is going to be, because it will be completely righteous. So that means the earth also thrives. Everything goes back to the way it should be. All right, Deuteronomy 7:6, for thou art an holy people, all right, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right, the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people. All right, we were the fewest. So the Lord takes the small thing, and the Lord takes the most insignificant thing and builds it to show his power. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Right? And that will happen yet again, because the Edomite is the modern day Egyptian, the modern day Assyria, and he encompasses all captivity and all evil and everything that is wicked and profane. out of Babylon the Great. Because remember, Judah and Israel would be oppressed together. Right here in Babylon the Great, okay? So Jeremiah 50 and 33. Of course, the northern kingdom, the northern 10 tribes after the Assyrian captivity being brought over here are over here already. And the southern kingdom, the kingdom of Judah, which is Benjamin, Judah, and Levi, stayed here on the east. All right, and boom, fast forward a couple thousand, or not a couple thousand, fast forward a couple hundred years, and you have the age-old adage in 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue, right? And that's when you started that triangular slave trade. And what was happening is, well, the northern kingdom was being taken from the Americas and taken to Europe. At the same time, the southern kingdom was being taken from the western horn of Africa and being brought to the Americas. And you have that triangular slave trade in the northern. It started with the northern kingdom. So now you have northern and southern kingdom reunited in what is now Babylon the Great, and most of them have no idea who they are. We have had no idea what our culture was, because as it stands, black culture is Esau's science experiment. It's just death incarnate, right? But the beauty is, the truth has gone out, and it's being pushed even stronger and harder, especially with the internet, and that remnant is waking up. So although the 2/3 will be justified in being destroyed, that remnant, and I say we humbly, I pray that we're of that number. That remnant is all right, we are going to see some great things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. So let me just read this because I brought it up. Right, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go, which is why we are where we are now, right? But that second Exodus is well on its way, and we will be returned to our land, and we will be able to worship freely and keep our customs, right? And to again reestablish that a full and wholesome culture under the rule of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which will return the earth in in its rightful state. Let's see. When the wicked rule, right? Proverbs 29 and 2. So I'll just get it here. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bearers rule, the people mourn. And Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And you read through the book of Revelation, it tells you that, that this devil, this deceiver, our enemy, Edom, the enemy of the Israelite is Esau. And he is ruling. And since he is given the authority of the earth at the moment, but that 1,000-year period, right, he's coming to an end, right? So he was only given a little season to deceive. In that little season, I said, I misspoke. He will be locked up for you know what? I believe it's Revelation 20. Hold on, let's see. For a little season. No, let's go. Let's see. I believe it's 20. Sometimes I get them mixed up. Okay, yep. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which the devil Satan bound him 1,000 years, right? So that's the fall of the Roman Empire, pagan Roman Empire. Then Jake took over, all right, which was the Holy Roman Empire. But they were still going off, All right, he cast him into the bottomless pit, shut him up, and sealed upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years be fulfilled. So his 1,000 years were fulfilled, right? In comes the Renaissance period, the triangular slave trade, and bringing northern and southern kingdom together, which would now is us being oppressed in Babylon the Great, right? The daughter of Babylon, okay? And now you will till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loose for a little season. That's the end of verse 3. So that little season is, him being given dominion over the earth, him being given dominion over the earth. All right, and how you read this, because this is the kingdom, right? He saw thrones and he sat upon them, judgment was given unto them. This is the kingdom, this is the future, all right? So you skip 4, 5, and 6, and then boom, 7. So it goes from 3 to 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations. Okay? And that is why history has been retold. Everything that you know has been a lie. And at the advent of the internet and TikTok and all this stuff that's going out, the truth is being exposed so rapidly that this devil cannot keep up. Why? Because he is at the end of his little season. So, I won't keep going because I kind of got, to be honest with you, I kind of got a little flustered, and I'm just thinking about how beautiful our kingdom is going to be. And, technically things did not go as planned, but I pray that you were edified. I just got a couple of scriptures, and I want this lesson to be a way for brothers to use your imagination when you read these scriptures. Try to envision what it looked like. Envision what you will look like. Envision what the earth will look like when it's been returned to its rightful place, when it's been returned to its rightful order. Try to imagine not having to worry about when you can pick fruit off a tree and not have to worry about anything. You will know where your meat come from. You will lay your head down, and all of this will come, and you'll lay your head down and sleep in peace. Not worried about your children, not worried about your woman. All of this is on its way. Use your imagination. Be a visionary. As a man, you must be a visionary. Think of these things when you read the scriptures, okay? So with that being said, shalom.